What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB. We're back. We had basically a 3-month hiatus, not primarily, because YouTube gave us a couple strikes, would not really tell us what the strikes were about. And we got 2 strikes. Subsequently, a 3rd strike would result in a permanent ban of our channel. So the strikes reset at the end of 3 months. So we opted to take the 3 months off rather than risk a 3rd ban, let our strikes reset, and try to figure out what we were doing that YouTube would come in and Google would block it. Anyway, so we're back. Lots been happening since we were gone. We were streaming on Kick, but now we're back on YouTube again, and I'll be posting more videos. Exciting news. One, I'll be doing for 2025 a $1 million challenge. Last year we did a 100K challenge. This year it's a $1 million challenge. So as of right now, my goal is to take a $5,000 playable bankroll, take that 5,000 all the way up to the million. Now, that being said, this time around, it's not just live roulette, okay? Anything goes. Anything in the casino, online casino goes. Dice, digital gaming, slots, you name it, baccarat, blackjack. We're going to play it all in our quest for $1 million. Now, I am starting with a $5,000 bankroll. That's pretty lean to go to $1 million, but I'm going to give it a go. That being said, if I bankrupt on $5,000, I'll bring more in. But at the end of the day, the goal is at the end of the year to have $1 million profit. So it doesn't really matter how we get there in terms of, I mean, obviously we're not going to go crazy. I'm not going to bring in $10 million to make $1 million, but if necessary, bring in 50,000, 100,000, which would still be a tremendous feat at 100,000 to turn $1 million. That's 10x our profit. That's 10x profit. But I'm going to go for $5,000. And if you look right here, I have created our chart right here, the happy path to 1 million. Disregard this other stuff. And you can see right here, January, February by month. Initially, we're going for $225 a day. And you can see that's 4.5% of our daily playable balance of a starting of $5,000. So that's very doable. And as we go along, that percentage actually drops. And I've done that on purpose so that as we go along, you can see these balances, the daily balance down here, $5,000 to $6,000 per day. I didn't want that to get really, really steep. I want to give us the best chance. So I'd rather front load the percentages, being a little bit higher at the get-go, making me slow down. And then as our bankroll grows and grows and grows, this percentage over here of what we have to get daily drops, giving us a better chance at success. Anyway, that's my thinking on this, how it goes. That being said, you know, I'm a little bit prone to degenning now and then, and I still want to have a lot of fun. So who knows, but I'm going to try to be really, really strict with it. A lot of the feedback was when we started the 100K challenge, it was really regimented. A lot of you like that. Towards the end, I started having more fun and playing with it a little bit more. Bets got a little bit crazy. A lot of people said, oh, we liked seeing it in a more regimented. So that's what I hope to do here, where we still have some fun and do a little bit of crazy time, but it's kept confined. Okay. So we're going to keep going and we're going to play a lot of different things every single day. In addition to this, I'll still be pushing out videos on how to do certain things, strategies, you know, strategy A versus strategy B. Let's see which one's better. We're going to have some actual head-to-head competitions where I have other members of our team or other channel content creators come on, and we'll literally do head-to-head challenges on the same wheel at the same time. And you can see how these go head-to-head. So I'm really excited about that. That's a really great way to test one strategy against the other. So we're using the exact same spins, the exact same bankroll, the exact same number outcomes to see how the strategies work. And we'll do those over and over because one test doesn't do it all. Anyway, so that's that. And we'll also do some other separate low bankroll challenges. I know a bunch of people liked those low bankrolls. We'll take $100, turn that 100 into 1,000. Maybe we'll do some like shorter ones, turn $10 into $1,000. We're gonna try those things for fun. Okay. So stay tuned for all of those great things. In the meantime, we're working with a company called Clever Bets, and we've been providing feedback and ideas, and they've been implementing. They have developed a tool, great for people with disabilities or any kind of issues that might make it difficult for them to play online gambling because of needing to move the mouse and certain time, maybe they have bad eyesights. Maybe if like my father had Parkinson's disease and the hands, or maybe you have any other disabilities. It's called Clever Bets. And what they've done is made a tool that controls your mouse, and they have programmed the strategies as well as the progressions so that you don't have to do that. And I'm going to show you an example of it. And we've been working with them. So first of all, let me go back here. We started out with a 5,000. We have been live streaming on Kick up through this last 3 months. But today we did a live session about 3-4 hours, and we took the 5,000, and I'm nearly at $8,000 already today. So literally at $8,000, if you look at our chart here, by the end of January, we're supposed to be at $9,050, and we're already at $8,000. So I'm well ahead of schedule, well more than the $225 per day. We're up, $2,967 today. So like I said, it wasn't crazy. We just spent some time, and that's what I'm going to show you, that if you stay small, short sessions, make sure you check your bankroll and your progressions accordingly. Remember, progressions are life. Then you can do this. You can be very, very successful in the long term. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to show you Clever Bets. I'm going to show you just how cool this auto betting strategy is. And like I said, it's great for people with disabilities. It's great for people that have some sort of issue where they can't actively bet. That's not to say that anyone else can't use it if you're looking for a tool that's going to be able to bet on your behalf. It's not a bot. It's not AI. It's strictly programmed to do what you want it to do. So let's get going. I'm going to show you what the tool looks like. So when you launch a tool, this is what it looks like. And over here, you would choose your casino. Right now, there's only a couple casinos, Stake, Shuffle, a couple other ones. And you choose the table that you're at. You can't just play it on any table. They have to have these tables. These happen to be evolution tables. So we're going to go instant roulette table. You choose your currency. We're going to choose US dollars, and you choose a strategy. Okay. Now these first ones up here, these come baked into the application for you. So you can buy the application. It's a one-time fee for a lifetime license. It is bound to a CPU. So you can't just install it on as many computers and give it to your friends. It's bound to a single CPU, but it's for life. And these come based in it. They do have on their websites many more strategies and many more strategies to come. We've been providing them with strategy ideas. There's still quite a few strategies that we have that they're still building on, but they've built these for us in the time being. I'm going to show you AOB 10 Street Plague. Basically what that's doing is it's betting on 10 streets, and the 2 streets out of 12 streets, right, that are being left empty are the 2 that just hit. So basically the last 2 streets to hit are the 2 streets that they're going to leave empty. We also asked them to be able to allow us to choose the progressions after the first loss, the multiplier. So on the first loss, you can have it simply martingale. In this case, I like going 3x on the first loss. After that, it just simply 2x martingales beyond that first progression loss. But we've also asked them in the future release to allow us to set the multiplier for every single progression, maybe up to 5 to 10 progressions. You can say, I want it to multiply by 3x. If it loses again, go 2x. If it loses again, go 4x, whatever. This pause on progression is another feature that we asked them to build that they just released. And this is, if you lose a certain number of times, pause, right? So if we lose 5, 6, 7 times, let's set it at 6 times, it's going to pause, and we're going to say, set it for 2 minutes. Because we know losing streaks, punches and bunches, right? It can happen. So the idea is, and mathematically, yes, I know it doesn't matter, but the idea is, in my experience, you have these great winning sessions, and then you get these long losing streaks. So we hope to interrupt those long losing streaks. The other thing we asked them to put them in is a conservative and aggressive mode. On conservative mode, when you go through your progressions and your bets get really high, when you start winning, oftentimes you get pretty close to your recovery, but the bet is still really high. So what we've asked them to do is for the software to take a look at and go, hey, we're betting too high. We only need this amount to recover. Let's lower the bet. So we're going to do conservative. If you want to be really aggressive, you can leave it in aggressive mode, and that's going to leave it at that last progression level all the way until you basically break back up into recovery, which will most likely end in a profit. So we're going to go conservative, okay? And then we're going to select the base unit. This is based on the table. This particular table has the lowest of 10 cents. So we're going to go 10 cents. It asks for your exact balance. So we're going to put our exact balance in there that's on the table. And our exact balance, let's just say it's $450. And our profit goal, we're going to say, let's say you want to make 200 bucks. And our loss tolerance, I'm going to go ahead and say it's the entire 450. Okay, so we hit submit, and you have to have your table in full screen view, which normally you click a little square icon up there. It'll put it in full screen view. It's going to pop up a dialog box that says, hey, do you want us to show you the probability of achieving the $200 goal based on the settings? I don't want to see it, but you may want to see it, and it'll calculate those chances for you. So I'm going to hit no. Please make sure you're in full screen. We are. We literally hit OK. Hands off the mouse. It's going to go there. It's going to take the auto adjust off the video so the video doesn't change. We have this. We asked them to build a live stats graph on it with more information than the casino's graph gives you. You'll notice it has your profit. It shows what your highest bet was while it's running. So you can come back and go, wow, it went all the way to a $100 bet or whatnot. Shows you your wins. It shows you your losses, and it's going to show you your graph there. So this is just absolutely phenomenal. And again, my hands are up here. I'm not touching my mouse whatsoever. And it's going to look at the last two. It's not going to consider zero, but 26 and 9, you're going to see it's going to leave the 7th Street and the 25th Street open, and it's going to place units on the other 10th Street. And this is what it's going to do. So let's let it watch here for a second. This is phenomenal. So again, if you have a disability or you can't be handling your mouse or whatnot, this is a fantastic tool for that purpose right here. Not to say that anybody else, you can't use it for whatever reasons, but I love this thing. You can just sit here, watch it. Now, this particular strategy, we have submitted to them the requirements, the progression levels, how we want it to work. And so they have pre-programmed this strategy. You can go to their website. You can buy the application, which comes built in with those specific, and you can see here, it's doing a 3x on the first loss. So it was 10 cent units. Now it's 30 cent units. If it loses after this progression, it will simply double. Okay. And it did. It hit a 21. So it lost again. So it's going to go from 30 to 60 cents. So you can go to their website. It's a one-time fee, lifetime for one CPU. And then they have additional strategies you can purchase, okay? And again, those are a one-time license fee forever. Boy, we're just getting bad luck. Look at, we hit a 0 here. We're just getting look at 21-0, 21-0. That's like the worst start in the world. So they also have on their site, it's cleverbets.org. You can find that information below in the details, and you can request a strategy. So if you have a strategy that you like that's not on their list, you can submit your strategy to them. They will give you a quote to build that strategy just for you. Okay, so if you have something very specific, now remember, you need to be very, very specific. You need to tell them exactly how the chip placements go, how many units here, how many units there, what kind of progression you like to do, any other nuances about your strategy. You need to make sure you do it. They do a phenomenal job. The response time has been awesome. They've been in our Discord server while we've been testing this out on Kick and whatnot, and it's been well received. So I'm really excited about this. This is going to be amazing, and I'm going to show you many more over this year as we play. I'm going to be showing you this tool because it's just phenomenal. Last bit, because we've partnered up with Clever Bets, because we're giving them feedback, and we're basically myself and Brad have been testing this out rigorously and providing additional strategies to go. It's a partnership. They have generously given our AOB members the best discount you can find anywhere. You will not find the kind of discounts that you will get through our code nowhere. Promise you. So jump in our Discord, get in there, sign up as a member, and you will be able to get a discount code that will allow you to go and purchase the Clever Bets application and the strategies for lower than you can get anywhere else. Okay. And you're supporting a good guy. These are a couple of guys that are doing phenomenal. They're not some big company. They're starting their own thing up. They saw an area that could really help people out with disabilities, but it's going to help anybody out that actually wants to use it. Okay, we just lost again. Boy, we can't get a couple wins here to save our life. All right, let's keep going. And I might even show you one other quick strat before we take off. This is 10th Street Plague. I also submitted them one of our strategies that a lot of people really liked. We call it Mixie Mouse. It was called Mickey Mouse, but we don't want to infringe. So we call it Mixie Mouse. And that is a 20 street strategy. We also have the moving corners, which is a very common moving corners, moving streets. In this case, the way I have it set up is I have 4 corners. It starts with 4 corners, then expands to 5, then expands to 6. That's nothing new. I didn't invent it. I didn't come up with the idea. A lot of other people do it. Some people start with 1 corner. Some people start with 2 corners. I personally like starting with 4 corners. Okay. We also have one from Scouse House. It's called AOB Scouser. That's the region that he's in the UK. They call them Scousers. And it's basically a variation of a 28 number system. And for those of you that like covering the 0, this one covers the 0. So I know a lot of people they feel like it's insurance. You guys, if you know me, you know how I feel about that. 0 is just another number. It's not insurance. But so we have those 4, and we have quite a few other strategies coming out, and we have a roadmap for their application that we're requesting for additional new features. We want to make this as human-like as possible. So without having to actually touch your mouse, it's going to give you the options so that it behaves as if you were playing it yourself. And what I mean by that is, for example, that pause feature, right? Many of us, we talk about, if you watched my first series on the 100K challenge earlier on, I was saying, hey, if you lose 2 to 3 times, just take a break and come back in 10 minutes later. Not that your chances will be any better, but it gives you a chance to reset emotionally and come back and go, okay, let cool heads prevail. Let's not chase. And that's what we're trying to build into this tool, is a little bit of human nature so that you can kind of customize it to the way that you play. Anyway, I'm super excited. I know the team is super excited. I know all our members in Discord are excited for us to get back on YouTube. We will be live streaming tomorrow for the first time in a long time. We've had a great run on Kick, though. I got to say, we've had some amazing streams. And in 2024, I am happy to announce that we gave away $40,000 in giveaway prizes to our member. $40,000. Let that sink in for a second. $40,000. And it's actually a little bit higher than that, but we gave $40,000 away in giveaway. And I hope that this year it's going to be even more. We're also doing a monthly charity event. Our charity event for January is actually going to happen this Thursday. And we did one in December, but I'm going to hold a charity event where I play for charity, and whatever profit we make is going to be sent to charity. And we did that last time. We played for 6 charities, and we didn't get to play as long as we wanted, but we still raised $600 and gave 6 charities $100 each. They are charities that accept crypto. We donated to the Humane Society of the United States, the Oregon Humane Society. We gave away to a couple children's foundations. So primarily my heart is with children and with animals. So so we did to the, World Wildlife Fund. We gave to the ASPCA. Anyway, I list those out, and I did the giveaways on and recorded it and submitted it so everybody can see that I actually did give the money away. So it's kind of a really cool thing. And in 2025, I hope our viewers will actually join me, and, I'll match funds, or we'll come up with some cool stuff to raise money for some really, really worthy causes. So that's going to be very, very cool. And like I said, I'm excited to do even bigger giveaways this year. I'm excited to get a leaderboard up. I had moved to Shuffle for a very short period of time, for a couple months, did really well there. Unfortunately, some of the things that they promised me and the members, they did not hold up. They did not honor their word. So for the time being, I'm back on stake, and I've got a couple other casinos that have contacted me that want me to come play there. But this time, instead of just jumping on it, I'm going to really do my research and make sure I go play. For the time being, I'm going to be at stake, but I see myself moving at some point. But nonetheless, play wherever works for you. And that's it. And you can find links to my affiliate codes. The biggest advantage of affiliates is that you're eligible for the giveaways. If you're not an affiliate, then you won't be able to receive the tips that we send directly to your account and whatnot. So that's kind of the downside if you're not an affiliate of AOB. All right. Looks like we're kind of going back and forth here. We're only up 60 cents at this point, so we're not doing great. And that's how it goes. Sometimes it hits those streets that we leave open and you never get some traction. But we're going to switch here in a second. I'm going to show you Mixie Mouse. And I really like Mixie Mouse. I came up with that last year. It's just, you guys know me. I truly don't believe that we're inventing anything new. Everything that we think we're inventing has been done before. So I'm literally just taking the ideas of those that came before me, things I saw, and I was kind of putting it together to try to come up with a strategy that had the best recovery, yet the lowest amount needed during each progression to save your bankroll. Okay, so we're going to finish up with this, and I'm going to show you Mixie Mouse. Let's finish up this spin, and no matter what the outcome is, we'll go to Mixie Mouse. And luckily we won. All right, so cap locks, left cap locks is a hotkey to disable it. So if you find yourself wanting to stop caps lock, it'll finish that bet and it'll close down. So we are going to launch it again. It pops up this initial command prompt screen. It's going to go through. It's just checking to make sure that everything's working right. Don't freak out about that. Then it's going to pull up this. We're going to minimize this. And we are going to choose select the table, instant roulette. This time we're going to choose Mixie Mouse, and it chooses between first and second column, which is 1A, second and third column, which is 1B, follow the winner, which you'll see it. And that's what we're going to choose. It follows, if it hits first or third and you're not on it, it'll switch. And then I'm not going to get into these, but we'll get into these. These are basically a more aggressive betting strategy that gets you into profit no matter what in one win. That being said, that means your progressions are going to be more expensive. So right now we're going to go with follow the winner, and we're going to pause after, say, 7 misses in a row. If we get 7 misses before we cover, it's going to pause. I always choose the conservative mode. We're going to go with the 10-cent base unit. We're just going to say $450. Our profit goal, $50. And my loss tolerance, I'm going to say I'm willing to lose it all. Okay, so I'm going to pull that over here, and we're going to hit go. And here we go. It's going to pop up this warning again here. It's going to say, do you want to see the probability? Nope. And are we in full screen? Yep. Okay. And my hands are up. I'm not touching anything. It's going to make sure that the video stays at this high full screen mode. It does that automatically. Mixie Mouse is 20 numbers initially. If you lose, it adds 1 more unit to the corners. It's 4 units on the corners. If you lose, it adds 1 more corner, which means you only go up 5 units if you lose on the first one, and 1 hit gets you back to recovery. So we just won. So it's just going to rebet. You win 80% of your bet on the first one. So in this case, we have a total bet of $2. 80% of that's $1.60. You can see here at the top, it says profit $1.60. So that's awesome. Okay, here we go. I want you to see how this recovers and what it does when it loses. But so far it's winning. So if it hits the first column, which is 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, all the way to 34, it's going to switch from those second and third column bets. It's going to pull it down to the first and second bet. So it's going to follow the winner. So if it goes on a chop, you know, you could be in trouble if it goes on a chop from first to third to first to third to first to third, but that doesn't happen a lot before it'll hit a repeater or before it'll hit a second column. Second column wins no matter which one you're on. All right, so that hit a 10, which is a loss for us. So you see it went from second and third column. It's hitting now first and second column. Let's see how this goes. Have I mentioned how excited I am? That's why I'm probably talking like a million miles an hour. I'm excited to get back onto YouTube. I'm sorry, I've been trying to keep up with comments. Things have been so busy. So I apologize if you made comments in YouTube while we've been gone and I have not responded. My bad. Just a million things going on as we've been working and growing. Big news is we got our website out, allonblack.net. It's still in its infancy, so there's a lot to be desired about it, but we have, if you want to get on there, it has a really good visual representation of the strategies that I like the best. It shows you the progressions. It shows you how to go through each and every one. So allonblack.net, that's located down in the details, as well as for this tool, cleverbets.org. Again, that link down below, as well as our links to our Discord and whatnot and our YouTube channel, which you're already here. Oh boy, we're having a tough time. Look at this. It's already, but I want to show you what happens if we lose like 7 times. It's going to do a timeout. Then it'll show you a timer here saying you're in timeout for 2 minutes before it picks up again. And so that the table doesn't close, they were really clever, clever bets, clever guys, that it clicks the mouse on here periodically so that the table doesn't think that you've become inactive and exit you out of the table. So that's great. It keeps the system going. But head over to allonblack.net. It shows you the progressions. We're working on getting a leaderboard up there, or excuse me, it shows you the strats that I like. We will be having progression charts up there so you can enter in your bankroll, your unit size, and choose the strategy, and it'll show you the progression table. It'll show you how much you'll lose if you go to certain progressions. It'll show you your recovery. All the stuff that we have provided in the past for free in Excel will now be easier to access on our website. So head over there and check it out. If you are a partner or you have something you want to partner with us, there's a contact us on there. Choose the partner selection and send us an email, and we can look at the partnership there. Okay, well, it looks like we're doing pretty well. We're up $4.80 already on this one. I really like Mixie Mouse. This is one of my favorite strategies. As always, I suggest with this that you monitor it. Anything can bust. So if you're going to set it and walk away, just be prepared that only put into your balance what you're willing to lose. Vault the rest, okay? If you have a big balance, don't just leave it in here. Even though you can set this as a stop loss, you can say, hey, stop when I lose $200, and it works, but why take the chance? Just vault the money that you don't want to lose. That way, no matter what, if something happens, you're not going to lose that money, and you only lose what you're willing to lose and leave in your playable balance, okay? All right, so we lost that one. We are on our, third or fourth progression now? This is our fourth progression. So it's just going to rebet. And at that point, it's going to martingale. Once it gets past the third progression, it just martingales each time. And it only takes 1, sometimes 2 hits to get back into recovery. Sometimes it takes 2 hits, but you want to hit in the middle. If you hit 5 and 6 in this case, you don't get as big of a return as if you hit where it's flanked on both sides by a corner bet. All right, so we're following the winner. It hit 31, so we're going down below, and it is doubling the bet again. So what I mean by that is if it hits 4 and 5 or 31 and 32, those are still profit, but because they're only one side of a bet versus like say 7 and 8 that has chips on both sides of 7 and 8 on both corners, those are bigger wins. Wow, we're just getting crushed right now. It's just hopping all over the place. And that's kind of the disadvantage. Some people think it's a disadvantage about the instant roulette tables where there's 12 tables that it can just hop all over the place. I have found that they do just as well as a single wheel. And these spin, you're going to get 3 spins per minute versus 1 spin at a regular table. Wow. So we might get into timeout here. We lose one more, it might send us into timeout. So this would be really, really good. I would love for you guys to see how the timeout works. So we're martingaling again and we're following it. It just keeps bouncing back and forth. Let's see if we can get a couple wins strung together here. And this will give you a good idea of what it takes to recover. I'm pretty sure 2 wins. If it hits 2 wins in the inside numbers like that one, I'm pretty sure 2 wins gets us there where it's flanked on both sides. If you hit the edge ones, that might need 3 wins. Oh yeah, look at that. And see, you see how our bet went down? You see how we recovered so strong, but now our bet has gone down. It was much higher before. That's the conservative mode because it's calculating going, hey, I don't need that huge bet just to recover this much. And that's really great because if you lose, progressions are life, right? So you want to preserve your progressions as much as possible. We recovered on that last one, so we're now back down to base bet. This is doing this all for you. This is doing this all for you. So you don't have to think about your progressions. You don't have to wonder about your progressions. This is taking care of it because you've already programmed it to do what you want it to do. This is really great. They also have Fibonacci. And you know, the problem with Fibonacci is you start going, okay, let's see, I got to add the last 2 bets together. What were my last 2 bets? And what does that equal? When you select Fibonacci, this takes care of your Fibonacci for you. So you don't have to worry about it. And they do have Fibonacci, dozens. I also do really well with just the traditional 1-to-1, the outside bets. I like 19 to 36. I played 19 to 36 with martingaling, and it's done great. In fact, my daughter's been playing now. She's been playing now for about 2 weeks, and she's doing great. She's already gotten up to silver level. So she's progressing nicely through the tiers already, and she's loving it. She's loving it. She's got a daily goal every day. She plays. She uses clever bets to help her, and she plays and she gets her target. And I told her, once you get your target, you stop. Hit your target and stop. If you choose to keep playing, lower your bet significantly so that if you do lose, you're not wiping out what you've gained for the day. And that's kind of how I'll be playing it on the $1 Million Challenge. When I hit my daily goal, I'll pull my bets down and I will continue to play if so. And then once I get a little bit above my daily limit, I won't bet that will take me below that. Okay, I'm yawning. It's almost time for bed. Okay, so you're getting an idea. Let's recover here. And then I'm just going to show you one last, you know what? I'm not even, because I'm going to be showing you this a lot this next year. So I just wanted you to get a little taste of what this tool does and how very cool it is. When I say retail, this is actually, this tool started out at $100 one-time fee, but they put a lot of work to it, a lot of enhancements. It's going to be more expensive. We've secured a flat rate of $85 regardless of how much more the price increase. So you're getting a really good deal as an AOB full-fledged member with us. So very, very cool. $85, and that's a lifetime for one CPU. Now the question is, what if my laptop burns or breaks up? You just contact them. They understand. They just want to make sure you're not giving it out to a bunch of people. You're not reselling it, which is very fair. And I hope that anyone who comes through the AOB membership is honorable enough to respect the work that they've done and not try to take advantage of that. Okay. They've been really, really good. So it's understandable if you upgrade your computer, just contact them. They will reset your CPU that's tied to your account and allow you to reinstall it on one new device. Okay. So no fears there. All right. We're having a little trouble catching up here, but we will. Boy, we haven't had good luck with getting on a good run. It's hopscotched around, but that's how it goes sometimes. And now it's hitting the fringe outside areas, which is terrible for us. So it's going to double up the bet. So on things like this, if you don't want to just, if you lose 3-4 times, you don't want to just recover, but you want to profit, leave it on aggressive mode. Aggressive mode will get you into profit when you recover, but you risk having a higher bet that if you lose during recovery, you could go even deeper. And again, I don't advise that, but that's just me. You guys know I've always said progressions are life, and I truly believe that. So anyway, put in the comments things you'd like to see and the upcoming challenges, and get on our Discord. We have reformatted our Discord. It's so much easier to navigate now. It was a mess before. Brad went through, the team went through, but Brad went through and reorganized it, did a great job there. In some of the areas for strategies, instead of just being an open forum, it's a now threaded sub-channel. So it has the title of that strategy, and you can just click on the strategy, and then you'll go in and you'll see all the comments. So you don't have to scroll through just miles and miles of comments to get to the strategy. You'll see it right off the bat, and you can pin that or favorite it. It's so much easier to read now. Okay, we're at 20 cents. So it has sensed that we are very close to recovery. So it's actually lowered our bet lower than what it is initially. Initially, it's a 40 cent. It's 10 cent per number. There's 20 numbers. So for a corner, it's a 40 cent bet. In this case, it did 20. And that gave us an extra progression, because right now we're up at the base. If we had it at 40 cents, these would be 80 cent bets. So it has saved us one progression essentially, which is super, super important. Sometimes one progression is the difference between, making it and completely losing your bankroll. When you get up to 8, 9, 10 progressions, and you're like, man, if I had that one extra progression, I might have not busted. All right, so I'm going to hit, if we win this one, I'm going to go ahead and hit caps lock, left caps lock, which means it's going to cancel this whole thing after it's done, even though we lost. All right, you'll see the grid go away. So we're done. And what I'm going to do is I said I wasn't going to do it, but I am going to launch it one more time. And I'm going to move this over here. We don't need to see that little DOS command prompt screen. So that's running. And now it has popped this up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, and we are going to play on instant. Now, right now, Clever Bets plays on these thing. It does not have stake US right now, but they are working on it. And once they get that, I'll be playing on that. So let's go to Fibonacci, and the Fibonacci are some, you can see wheel section. So you can tell it, follow the wheel section, and you can decide how many numbers, how big of a section of the wheel. First 12, second 12, third 12. It also has columns. So let's just go with second 12. We're going to go with the second dozen. Base unit, 10 cents. You should put your exact balance. I'm just going with that. And you want your exact balance to be right, so that if you put a loss tolerance in there of say $50, it goes based on how much your balance is. Loss tolerance, we're just going to say 450. All there. Hit submit. It's going to pop up, and we're going to say no. And we're going to say, okay, hands off. Hands off. And here we go. Fibonacci. So it's going to go 10, then it's going to go 10 again. Then it's going to go 20, because it's going to add the previous 2. Then it's going to go 30, 50, 80, so on, so on, so on. And like I said, the greatest thing about this one in Fibonacci is you don't have to sit here and try to remember where you're at in the progression, how much it's going to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It takes the math out of it. Also, a big thing about this that it does is it takes the emotion out of it. If you set this thing to behave in a certain way, it takes that human element out of it that can cause you to chase or make, I'm going to go 5x this next bet. I want to catch up in a hurry, so I'm going to, do some crazy stuff. It takes that out of it. And that's really, really important, because that's probably the number one reason why knowledgeable players who know their systems we lose because self-control. Human nature takes over. We get competitive. We want to chase money. We make big bets. We made rash decisions. We get tired. You take that out and you play and you make sure you have enough progressions. So you'll want to check out our spreadsheets with the progression tools. You make sure you have the correct progressions and your chance of winning is much better than if you just walk in there and start betting without knowing how many progressions you have and going, oh crap, I busted because I only have 4 progressions. All right, so we're going to keep going. It's about 50 cents. Let's see how this does. And to anybody that wants to be a naysayer and talk about negative EV, just a couple reminders. One, we got our 100K challenge. And in the 100K challenge, if we only count roulette, which should only be counted for that challenge, we never went beyond our initial $9,000 bankroll. I get that question asked all the time. How many times have you had to reload, et cetera, et cetera? Never. For the roulette 100K challenge, we started with a 9K playable balance and we never busted that 9K. We did nothing but grow. There was times where we came down and I had some degen sessions and we lost, but it was always losing when we were already into profit, never cut into that 9,000. The nearest we came to busting was on day 2 when I had to go up to $4,520 bet or something like that. I had to do that 3 times in a row. Had I busted that, it would have gone almost all the 9K and I would have had to pull in more money. I had a 30K balance. 21K of it was in the vault this time. And you remember all those people that are jumping in saying, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Negative EV, negative EV, negative EV. And myself and a lot of our members are like, we will do it. And guess what? We did do it. We 100% did do it. Now, did I lose money? Absolutely. Because I went degenning on fucking dice. And so I like to let you know that I'm actually sober now for like 3 months from dice. I do a little bit of dice just with very small numbers during our live streams for fun, but I no longer play dice on my own or as a way to make money because it will win. The originals, I've always said it, the originals are as rigged as it can possibly be. So if you play it for any amount of time, I promise you will lose. So do yourself a favor. If you're going to play dice or any of the original games, do it with very low bankroll, vault a bunch of your money, and have the discipline that if you do lose it, you just stop. Don't start chasing dice. You will lose big. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on dice. Hundreds of thousands. Let that sink in for a second of how stupid I am. Okay? So no more. We're going to be focusing on profit. So for those of you that say negative EV, I invite you to say negative EV again. We proved you wrong last time. I'm super, super excited. More so than proving you guys wrong, I'm excited to prove to everyone else out there that you can do this. That you can do this on whatever scale fits your bankroll and your budget. You can do it. If I can take 5,000 to $1 million, you can take 1,000 to 10,000. If you'll remember last year, I took 100 to 1,000, and then I took 1,000 to 10,000. So I'll look at that. Boom. That's a nice thing about Fibonacci single dozen is that one hit and you're in profit. And often the further you go down, far down, the better your profit is. So we're up $1.20. Not a lot, but remember, we're only dealing with a 10-cent unit here. So we could stop right now and we're up $1.10. That's 11 times our betting size, our starting bet size. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Anyway, we'll let this run a couple more. Let's recover and then we'll call it a night tonight. And I'm excited to live stream tomorrow. I'm going to try to be live streaming at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time pretty much every day, Monday through Friday. Some Saturdays, but I'm going to try to be taking Saturday and Sundays off more and more. I was streaming pretty much 7 days a week last year for many, many hours plus the evening. Okay. So we won that one. I'm hitting caps lock to say cancel it. It did it. Beautiful. And there we go. So I look forward. I'll be on stake, but I look forward to seeing you all. And this is going to be a good year. 2025 is going to be a good year. And I know it for myself, for all of our members. I'm just super, super thankful for everybody from 2024, all the members. We have an amazing community of people, just good people, and that have supported me the whole time when I have lost money. No matter what happens, there's never been an "I told you so" or "why didn't you?" It's always been, "Hey, no worries, chin up." Truly, truly appreciated that. And that's what you get in our community. So jump on in if you want support reaching your goals and asking questions and providing answers to others. Get on in our Discord channel. It's a great group of people. All right, that's it for tonight. Be good humans. It's not that hard. And remember, it's us against the casino. Get into our community. We don't charge you for anything. I believe information should be shared freely. Our tools are free. Clever Bets is an exception because this is a third-party tool that in its right should be charging money for it. But for tracking tools, Excel spreadsheets, etc., we never charge a dime. We don't allow people to come into our Discord and try to sell you their strategies. We ban them. So you can rest assured that if you come in there and you're being offered something, it's going to be free and it's been vetted. All right, that's it. Have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow, live stream for the first live stream of 2025. Cheers.